Hello everybody, Pete here again. A sort of discussion this evening on some tools really that I've got recently and thought they might be handy for everybody else. But first off, I just want to message for Keith here, over there in Ireland. And it's this GT car. It's a Renault Alpine of some sort. There's a string of numbers after it. It seems to have the there's some sort of piece that goes up there, Keith. I think it looks as though it fell off yonks ago though, because it's lovely and white, and two wing mirrors. There is a motor in it. I've just stuck a couple of batteries in, and I'm sure I had it spinning before, but it's now conked out. But that could be just duff batteries. It's very very sporty GT car. Le Mans, or 24 endurance of some sort of thing, I don't know. But if you want it, I'm quite happy to post it over. Otherwise I'm going to strip it apart because it's not really my scene. I do think it's quite neat though. So if you want that, Keith, let us know in the comments and I'll bung it in a box and post it over to you. There is quite a chunky old-fashioned motor in there. So that'd only be a couple of quid to replace if you wanted to remotorise it, or put in a modern brushless. I don't know. Ask Sean. Seamus. What I was actually going to talk about was the scribing set I got. It consists of a handle, which is described as ergonomic. And I just need to move a couple of bits over there a minute. Reading the script. It comes with obviously a selection of blades. If I lift this up carefully, a tray full of blades of varying diameters, obviously, and a spare grub screw for the handle, which really is quite handy because they tend to round off, or can round off, or it might just fall out of the handle. There's one in there, and get lost in the carpet, gremlins stealing it. So it's handy they give you a spare. What there isn't though, I've noticed already, is I've got the size listed from the advert. I can just ping that one back up again. And also you can't get them out of here very well easily. That's what I'm struggling with at the moment. That's what this bit of card's for. I want to try and get that behind there to lift them out. I've made matters worse. I had one slip off, and right, there we go. Although there's a 2 on that, I'm sure that's to do with the metal grading they started with, rather than well, because it obviously isn't a 2 at the top. But they do list it was 0.1mm, which I think is that one. 0.2mm, 0.4mm, 0.6 of a millimetre, 0.8 of a millimetre, 1mm, and then 2mm. Like I say, they give you an ergonomic handle, and it comes in a case. I did, let's get a tip out. We'll go for it. Luck of the draw, whatever that one is. Like I say, until you get a vernier on them, I'm not going to know exactly which sizes are which, and apart from messing around and looking. But they screw in there. There's no stop, so I mean, God knows how. Well, obviously that goes all the way down, but I thought if I've got about 1/4 of an inch of tip sticking out and clamp it down, that shouldn't have too much leverage against me. And that's firmly locking into place. Be careful with that. Like I say, I did mess around on this old radiator. I don't know whether you can see any of these scribe lines. Oh, there we go, go, gadget. What's it going to do there? No, I'll back away a bit. Anyway, all of these lines there in that section, I've scribed with one of these smaller bits. It's not going to let me have it at all, is it? Start again. And there with a finer one. Maybe I shouldn't have done it on chrome. Let's try another bit. Even worse, silver. How about silver? On this piece, oh, that actually brings me on to another tool, which is these. These are called scribing templates, and I've got a set of them, of 4, from a company called Alexon Models. And like I say, there's 4, nearly every conceivable angle going off of these triangles, or shapes, not even parallelograms. What's an oblique, 4-sided, 5-sided, 6-sided shape called? Whatever, you get loads of different shapes, loads of different angles, and with all these demarcations around. So you've got, you know, all the different swirls there, plus along the edge, they're 1mm apart. Right, do that? Is that too little light? I don't know. Come on. Yeah, oh, that's better, isn't it? Right, so they're scribing templates, which is handy for if you're doing, grab that, rivet details. I've just scribed that with using the scribing tool, and that line there. That line there I've done with my pencil through the scribing tool and dash, 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 dash. Beside it there is one of the fine scribing tool lines with a load of dash, 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 dash. What else was it? Also, this is a long etched saw. This is made by a company called Manwah, MANWAH. Blimey now, that's a word, I tell you. Manwah. And there again, it was a case full of them. Is that the right case? Of about 4 or 5 different saw blades that I'm finding really handy. I've also got a set from, that was a Manwah. 1, 2, there's a rather hooked blade, but it's very, very coarse. Might cut balsa nicely, I should think. Also, I've got these ones from Airways, which come on a fret of 4. Airways is a subsidiary company of Hannants over here. And if there's a www, there's an email. It's quite, oh, there you go, www.hannants.co.uk. These are really handy. They fit on a scalpel holder, Swan Morton scalpel holder, but I actually find that I'm really comfortable if I'm cutting away at small stuff, just holding them in my hand like that. You're not going to be very brutal with them, but you know, I'm at a stage I'm not doing brutal modelling. You know, I've got that's a bit more brutal, and as you can see by the scrapings on it, I do actually use this. It's a hacksaw blade. There you go, old-fashioned tool. All of these things I hope will help. This seems quite firmly in there, going back to the main tool, and with the selection of bits, that's quite neat. I don't know how much this would chisel, or if they will, any of them chisel, I don't know. I've only tried in a sort of old-fashioned scribing action. But I thought it was quite nice. It does feel comfortable. It's made out of some form of aluminum, so it's not plastic. It's quite cold at the moment, but it is comfortable with the knurling. It was £10 something or other. Then they added tax, so it ended up being £12 something or other, which is probably more or less a global price. These were about a tenner, and these a long time ago were about a fiver. Anyway, Keith, leave a message if you actually want that car, because otherwise I'll strip it. What else was there? That's about it for the moment. Tom and Skip and everybody else who's in Florida, I'm glad you're okay, and those in the Mississippi Delta are on the way for it, aren't they, sir? good luck to them too. Cheerio and best wishes from jolly old England.